Have you ever thought, there's got to be a better and simpler way to learn organizational strategies? 5 Minutes Learning has a global and diverse collection of case studies to help management students. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our upcoming and interesting case studies. Today, we're diving into the fascinating journey of Johnson & Johnson, a name synonymous with healthcare and innovation. But behind this global giant lies the story of one man, Robert Wood Johnson. Imagine the American Civil War era. In 1861, a 16-year-old Robert Wood Johnson found his calling amidst the chaos of war, healthcare. His mother, recognizing his interest, arranged an apprenticeship for him at Wood & Tittimer, their family's apothecary. This marked the beginning of his healthcare journey. During this apprenticeship, young Robert learned the art of mixing medicated plasters, laying the foundation for his future endeavors. Fast forward to 1873, and Johnson was working as a salesman of drug products for Rushton and Aspinwall. It was here that fate intervened, introducing him to chemist and pharmacist George J. Seabury. The two shared a vision and decided to embark on a joint venture, Seabury and Johnson. Based in New York, their company gained recognition for its medicated plasters, becoming a respected name among medicated plaster brands worldwide. The aftermath of the Civil War left a grim legacy of infections and diseases that claimed countless lives. Swift limb amputations were common, yet infections persisted due to unsanitary practices in surgery. Doctors operated without washing hands or sterilizing tools between patients. In 1876, Robert Wood Johnson attended the Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia, where the International Medical Congress was held. Here, Dr. Joseph Lister introduced the concept of antiseptic surgery, a revolutionary idea. Johnson, with his foresight, recognized its potential. While Lister's suggested method of spraying operating rooms with carbolic acid was impractical, Johnson saw an opportunity. He dedicated himself to inventing sterile surgical equipment, a move that paid off by 1878, when the company's earnings soared to $10,000 per month. In 1885, a disagreement with George J. Seabury led Johnson to leave Seabury & Johnson. Undeterred, he teamed up with his brothers, James Wood Johnson and Edward Meade Johnson, in 1886 to create a family business, Johnson & Johnson. At its inception, Johnson & Johnson was a modest venture with just 14 employees, 8 women and 6 men. In this new chapter, Robert Wood Johnson took the helm as the company's first president. Each of the Johnson brothers brought their unique strengths to the table. Robert was a visionary with business acumen and product design expertise. Edward took on the role of advertising maestro for the family startup, and James lent his engineering brilliance, crafting inventive machines. This dynamic trio set the stage for Johnson & Johnson's remarkable growth and contributions to healthcare. From the very beginning, Johnson & Johnson stood out for its pioneering spirit. It wasn't just about creating products, it was about creating better products. The company attracted brilliant minds that played a pivotal role in its initial growth. Even in its infancy, Johnson & Johnson aimed for exceptional quality. Their products weren't just improvements, they were revolutions. Take their first product improvement, for example, medicinal plasters. These plasters allowed individuals to apply treatments directly to affected areas, revolutionizing medical practices. But it wasn't enough to have a groundbreaking idea. They needed the means to produce it. This is where James Wood Johnson's engineering expertise came into play. He designed machinery capable of mass-producing these revolutionary plasters and dressings. By 1890, Johnson & Johnson had taken it a step further by sterilizing bandages with dry heat. This breakthrough significantly reduced infection rates and saved countless lives, putting Johnson & Johnson on the map as a company dedicated to advancing healthcare. Shortly after its founding in 1887, Robert Wood Johnson crossed paths with Dr. Frederick Barnett Kilmer. Their friendship marked a turning point for the company. Dr. Kilmer, a retail pharmacist turned healthcare advocate, shared Johnson & Johnson's vision for promoting antiseptic wound care and sterilization methods. He joined the company in 1888, becoming an essential part of its journey. Kilmer's contributions to Johnson & Johnson were boundless. He authored influential articles and publications, including Modern Methods of Antiseptic Wound Treatment, distributed to doctors across the U.S. His expertise extended to establishing the Johnson & Johnson Aseptic Department and introducing clean rooms for sterile product manufacturing. In 1891, Johnson & Johnson set up a bacteriological laboratory, a hub for groundbreaking research. It introduced advanced sterilization methods such as dry heat, steam, and pressure, ensuring the sterility of its bandages. In 1890, Kilmer received a letter from a colleague reporting skin irritation caused by medical plasters. Kilmer sent a tin of Italian talc, an act that birthed the famous powder product. This talc was not only soothing for skin irritations but also perfect for soothing diaper rash, inspiring the launch of Johnson's baby powder in 1893. The company didn't stop at plasters and powders. In 1899, it introduced a zinc oxide-based adhesive plaster that didn't cause skin irritation, offering a superior alternative. One of Johnson & Johnson's more significant contributions was the introduction of maternity kits in 1894. These kits were meant to aid in childbirth at home and contained antiseptic soap, sanitary napkins, umbilical tape, and Johnson's baby powder. Kilmer also wrote Hygiene in Maternity, an instruction manual for mothers before and after delivery. Following the Spanish-American War, Johnson & Johnson donated 300,000 packages of compressed surgical dressings for soldiers in the field. It also created a trauma stretcher for field medics. In 1910, Robert Wood Johnson, the visionary founder, passed away, leaving his brother, James Wood Johnson, at the helm. James had already showcased his engineering prowess by developing critical machinery for the company. Now, he would lead it into a new era. James Wood Johnson, not only a brilliant engineer but also an astute leader, took on the role of chairman until 1932. His engineering acumen would prove invaluable in guiding the company through the exciting times ahead. With James now leading the way, Johnson & Johnson faced a pivotal moment as World War I erupted. The demand for sterile surgical instruments skyrocketed, prompting the company to ramp up production significantly. To keep up with demand, Johnson & Johnson made a strategic move in 1916 by acquiring Chicopee Manufacturing Company. This acquisition ensured a stable supply of essential textile materials. As World War I neared its end, another challenge arose: the 1918 flu pandemic. In response, Johnson & Johnson innovated and distributed epidemic masks, contributing to the global fight against the flu. In 1919, Johnson & Johnson made its international debut by establishing its first affiliate in Canada. The Gilmore plant near Montreal became its maiden overseas factory, focusing on surgical products for global customers. The company's global footprint expanded further in 1924 with the opening of its first overseas manufacturing facility in Slough, England. This marked the beginning of Johnson & Johnson's decentralized approach, aligning operations with local patient and customer needs. By the 1930s, Johnson & Johnson had extended its reach to Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, and South Africa. Its commitment to understanding and serving local communities remained at the forefront of its global expansion. Amid acquisitions and international ventures, Johnson & Johnson's true strength lies in innovation. In 1920, an employee named Earl Dixon invented the iconic Band-Aid brand of adhesive bandages by cleverly combining gauze and adhesive tape. The company's product line continued to expand, catering to a broader audience. In 1921, Johnson's Baby Soap made its debut, further bolstering its baby products category. Notably, Johnson & Johnson introduced the first affordable sanitary pad for menstruating women, revolutionizing feminine hygiene. In 1931, Johnson & Johnson introduced Orthogynyl, the first prescription contraceptive gel. The company was now producing a diverse range of products, spanning doctors and consumers alike. From women's and baby products to hygiene and first aid, Johnson & Johnson's impact on healthcare is undeniable. As we wrap up this chapter, remember that innovation, compassion, and a commitment to addressing real-world needs were the driving forces behind Johnson & Johnson's enduring success. Stay tuned for more fascinating insights into this iconic company's journey. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Do not forget to subscribe this YouTube channel for receiving updates about my upcoming case study videos.